Right, what is happening everyone? Welcome back to the show. I'm Timmy Foodie. What I'm going to cook today is a bit of fried chicken. Now, I'm trying to go on a diet, but it's not really working out for me today, so fuck it, we're cooking fried chicken. This is tomato sauce, because we're also going to cook pizza later, so I'm having just a really bad day in terms of dietary stuff, but I say when that happens, just lean into it, fuck it. So, we'll do the pizza later, so I'll put that video up tomorrow or something. But first of all, I guess the main thing about this is my spice mix that I use. Really, the rest of it you can adapt however you want. But if you want to take something from this video, then maybe this spice mix is something that's going to be useful for you. I've got a bowl here which is just filled with some plain flour. We've got some salt, which is Maldon salt. Shout out to Maldon. We've got some, I'm going to turn that down a bit. Yeah, let's go through the mix of spices. So I've got some ground ginger. I've got some mustard, which is, ground mustard. I've got a bit of turmeric, which we're only going to put a tiny bit in. I've got some mixed herbs, because there's a herb mix that you can get, but mixed herbs is fine. I've got garlic powder, celery salt, white pepper. And I got some black pepper there as well, like freshly ground. So initially what I want to do is put it in here so I can kind of get the quantities right. So I'm just going to grate some black pepper in here. Now if you had a pestle and mortar, you could do this a little bit more easily. Oh, and by the way, I've got the UFC on in the background. If I whoop and holler, then someone's got knocked the fuck out. So yeah, I'm going to try and do equal amounts of everything in this. I think that's probably about right, except for the turmeric, which I'm going to do less of. So let's have a look at that. That's probably about a teaspoon. Then we're going to do celery salt. We'll do about a teaspoon of that, give or take. Our garlic powder, about the same. Just pour it into a spoony thing like that and just dunk it in there. There you go. Well, not a spoony thing, a fucking spoon. But turmeric, I'm going to do. I really want this for the colour, and I don't want it to like overpower anything. So it'll look like about that much. Can you see that? About half a teaspoon. That goes in. That's going to give us. It's the colour really that we want from that. So right. That's that one. Why are the top colours different? That's a bit weird, isn't it? Mixed herbs, we'll do a teaspoon if I can get the little fucker open. And in terms of the amount of flour I've got in there, I don't know, I guess it's a couple of cups worth or something. Mixed herbs, in you go, awesome. Mustard, probably about the same. I don't really use that very often, but just in this mix really, so. I'm thinking about going like fully carnivore as well, but I don't know. It's going to make doing these videos a bit difficult, because it's just going to be me cooking meat. But maybe there's, I don't know, maybe that's possible. There's quite a few different sorts of meats you can cook, so maybe it will just be, and I'm only going to do it for a month, just to see what happens. And then I'm going to start phasing some stuff back in. But I think it's, well, maybe, this month's going to just be really how to cook all the different sorts of meats really well, and that includes fish and eggs I'll be eating as well. So we'll be able to do some pretty cool stuff. Right, so that's all in there. So that's mixed herbs, mustard, ground turmeric, or ground mustard, ground turmeric, ground ginger, celery salt, garlic powder, white pepper, which we haven't put in yet. Let's put that in. I love white pepper. So good. Well, that doesn't come out very quick. White pepper, fucking delicious. And that's in there. And then I'll probably put a pinch of salt, or a good pinch of salt, so maybe like half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of salt. And there's a nice little mix. And then what I'm going to do is give this a little stir around. Now I've got two bowls here, which you can see this one. Now in this one, I've got some beautiful milk in the glass bottles, because I don't like plastic too much anyway. Just ignore those plastic things. This is what we're going to kind of dunk the chicken in initially. I want to be able to have a cup of tea later, so I don't want to eat all of that, or drink all of it even. So that's in there. Then what I'm actually going to do is put a teaspoon's worth in that mix and give that a little stir around. So this is going to kind of act and try sort of soak in a bit into the chicken when we put the chicken in there. And you can actually sort of put it in there for a few minutes and just let it almost like marinate in those flavours, which is quite nice. I might add a little touch more salt just into that milk, and maybe a touch more black pepper. I don't know why, I just fancy doing that. So yeah, so that's in there. That sauce is looking pretty good now. So that's perfect. So that can just sit to one side for the minute. You can do that and just stick it in the fridge, and that will keep for a day or so in the fridge easy. So the rest of this mix I'm going to just pour into this flour. I might reserve a bit, and then just kind of toss it round, and then just sort of see, give it a smell and see how it, I mean, it's starting to smell a bit KFC like. This is kind of a rough copy of the KFC mix, not that anyone knows what it is, although people reckon they do, but you know, it's all the quantities that you never really know, but I figure just one of each. I'm going to just put all of that in there, fuck it. So that's great, so that's all tossed up. So that's going to be our nice little flour mix that we're going to bread the chicken with. And essentially what we're going to do, we're going to put chicken in there, we're going to put it in here, and go back in the milk, and then back in here, sort of like double dipping it, or dredging, or whatever you want to call it. That'll give us a nice sort of breaded coating, and then we're just going to deep fry it in, I've actually got this really nice picky peanut oil, which I saw today in the supermarket that I go to, and it looks quite good. So, and it's a good sort of oil to fry with because it's got quite a high smoke point. So I think that will work quite well with this chicken. Yeah, awesome. There we go. And essentially what we're going to do today is stick it in a really nice burger. So I've got these buttermilk buns here. And I've got some pickles that I made the other day. So we're going to try and do a little twist on the, you know, the Popeyes chicken, Chic-Fil-A chicken burger that you see. And because we're in Australia, you don't ever get to try that. So you've got to try and just make it yourself. So hopefully I'll make it better because it's not just shitty fast food and shit chicken. I've got really nice organic kind of free range chicken. So hopefully that's going to make it taste delicious. So what we'll do is I need to just get the oil and stuff ready, so we'll get the chicken out the fridge and just let that come up to room temperature a little bit. So I reckon give it about 20 minutes out the fridge, and then we'll bread these things and then get to the frying stage. So we'll be right back and do that. Right, okay, so what we're going to do, oil's on, heating up, doing its thing. I've got a few minutes while that's doing that. So what we're going to do, I want a nice mayonnaise mixture to put into my tasty chicken burger. So what we're going to do, it's about 3 tablespoons of mayonnaise. I use a nice free range egg mayonnaise, well, Hellmann's, which is, you know, pretty decent. So what we're going to do, essentially, I always like to jazz up my mayonnaise because I always find it a bit boring otherwise. So we're going to do a bit of salt and do pepper. Nice few grinds of that. I really like pepper, so I'm a big fan of lots and lots of that. I've got a lemon, which we are going to just, I always like to just, when I'm squeezing a lemon, I'll just cut like a wedge off like that, and then just squeeze it in, squeezing that way. It just works really well to get the juice out of it. And then I've got this togarashi pepper, this Japanese kind of chili pepper. And it's got a nice sort of spiciness to it, but lots of really nice flavours as well. And I want a little bit of heat in this burger, but not too much. So I'm going to put a sprinkle of that in there. And then we're going to just give that a stir up. Give that a nice mix. And then the amount of lemon juice you can put in just can vary depending on how lemony you want it. So I like a little bit of lemon in there, so I might just put a little wedge more. You know, that's probably like, you know, not even a third of a lemon there, so probably not even quarter. Just give that a mix up. And that's basically it. I mean, if you wanted to, you could put some fresh like parsley in there. or you know, whatever you want. But I just really like this mixture of togarashi pepper, black pepper and salt. I might actually, because I've got it, put a little smidge of black pepper, not black pepper, that was white pepper. Yeah, a little smidge of more of white pepper in there. So we've got a little, almost like a 3 mix of different pepper spiciness things going on. So, and that's smelling good. Yeah, that's awesome. So just enough lemon in there to cut through a bit of the richness of the mayo, and then a nice little background heat and flavour from this togarashi pepper. Perfect. So that's my mayo mixture. That's done. That you can just cover that, put it in the fridge, and that will last a couple of days in the fridge. No worries. And you can use it for, use it for all kinds of stuff really. So it's great in like a chicken salad sandwich. I think I might have done a mayonnaise like this for my chicken salad wrap that I did a while back. So you can find that recipe as well. But this mixture, I use it all the time for different things. Like, it's great with prawns as well. So good, just dipping prawns in it. Awesome. So yeah, there's that. I'm going to check on my oil and then we'll be right back. Right, we're back. So I've had this chicken out the fridge for about 10 minutes or so. So it's come up to temperature just a touch. I'm probably not going to use all of this today, but we'll open her up. And this is this really nice Inglewood organic free-range chicken, which is, you can get it in a lot of supermarkets. I'm going to go over here in Australia now, and it's really nice chicken. Highly recommend it. So what I'm going to do is, we've got a little one. Let's see. That's not a bad size actually already, just flattened out like that. I think that's quite nice. Not too thick. This one's a big bastard, so I might save that for another day and do something with it. But this one I was going to like maybe just trim it off a bit, but you could try and flatten out this bit a touch and widen it out, but the way to do that, just at the thickest point, just get your knife. You need a sharp knife for this. Just kind of cut in, find a section to cut into, and you just sort of, once you've got a cut going like that, you just kind of open it out and keep cutting along that seam that you've cut and fold it out. This is called like butterflying. Yeah, that's nice. So it's all pretty similar thickness, and this will cook reasonably quick as well because it's not that thick. But I think that's going to be quite good for the burger that I'm doing. And I only want this to be a reasonably light snack because I'm eating pizza later, because I want it to be a double fatty. So yeah. So what we're going to do now with this, that's perfect like that. We're going to pop it in. Let's just grab this up here. Make some space. I'll put that back in the fridge. I've got chickeny hands here. Now the thing to do really is actually only have one hand that you get dirty with chicken, but I've already fucked that up. So I'm just going to dunk this in here. Now you can leave this in this kind of milk wash for a few minutes, but I'm just sort of mixing it around and just kind of like massaging it in a bit and just kind of giving it a little squeeze and getting some of that flavour into the chicken. So we can leave that for a few minutes if you want to, but it's up to you. I'm just going to do that, wash my hands quick. So here we go. So you can, if you want to, if you don't want to get your hands wet, just get some nice little tongs. Now I've washed my hands. Then that's looking good. Just shake off the excess. Drop this in here and just get it all nicely coated. Can you see what I'm doing? Yeah. So just sprinkling some on top, getting it all kind of in. Perfect. Give that a shake off again of the excess. Then we're going to back in the milk. Now just be careful with it at this point. We don't want to like knock off all the flour. That's good. And then again, let that just shake off the excess, just a touch, and then back in the flour and give that a toss round. Sprinkle it all over. And then obviously the amount of flour that I've put in here and the quantity of spice mix, it depends how many you're going to do. Like if you're going to bread up loads of stuff, this is probably about right. But I've probably used far too much here, but never mind what you're going to do. Just make sure any little folds and flaps are all kind of covered. And you can even triple bread it if you want to be completely crazy. which, why the devil not? I don't do this particularly often, so it's give it a go. And then back in again. Oh, little shake. Perfect. Toss it round. See, that's starting to get a real nice kind of like thick breaded sort of coating feel to it. I'll just put this to one side. We'll get a plate, and then we can just pop this on a plate while we heat up the oil, because remember, it can still kind of come up to temperature a bit from being in the fridge, so the closer to room temperature we get it, the better really, because it's going to just cook a bit more evenly through it and things. So that is perfect. Just shake it, shaky. As you can see there, you've already got these kind of I've probably got too much light on this thing, but anyway, never mind. Yeah, it's just really nice and textured and awesome, so that's great. We can put these to one side. If you're going to do more of these and cook this, you're cooking 4 or 5 of these, just repeat this process. Get your plate out here and just kind of just keep repeating that, and then you can pop them on a plate like this, and then when they're ready, you just fry them in batches. So what we're going to do now, I'm going to get the oil on the heat. I'm going to have to use it on my hob over there, which I don't have a camera on, so but that's just literally pan, nice deep pan. I'll actually just show you. I'm using my cast iron pan for this one, so I'm just going to fill that with oil about, half to a third of the way up. You want it deep enough so that can just float in the oil. You don't want it to really touch the bottom if you can avoid it, but it doesn't matter if it does. And then I'm just going to bring that up to temperature. Once it's kind of getting hot, and you can test it by just flicking a bit of that flour mixture into it, and just seeing if it sizzles, and it's about right. If you've got a temperature probe like I've got here, I will show you. You can actually stick that into the oil and get a temperature reading. Once that hits about 170 to 180 degrees centigrade, that's really good frying temperature. So as soon as you hit that rough temperature, like let's say 175 degrees centigrade, pop the chicken in, and then we're going to cook that for a few minutes. So I'll get that going, and then we'll get onto that stage. Okay, so here we go. Here is our awesomely delicious fried chicken. As you can see on my sexy camera, which we've got set up, it is super delicious, tasty awesomeness. I've got that out, and I'm just letting it rest for a few minutes just to chill out and do its thing. It should be cooked, hopefully it is. I've got my buns on my pan just warming through and toasting really gently, as you can see. They're just I just want a bit of heat just to come through them, like that. Here we've got some homemade pickles. So these are ones I made the other day, which I should have done a video on, but I might do another batch and show you how I did those, so maybe you can wait for that. But they're pretty simple to make, and it's well worth doing yourself if you can, because they're super delicious. We've got our delicious mayo mixture. These are warming up very nicely. And this thing, yeah, still pretty awesome. So what we'll do is pop this down out the way somewhere and start building this guy up. This is, yeah, nicely, just lightly toasted. You can turn that off now. I'll leave that on that residual heat just while we prep this one. So what we're going to do first is, hang on, let me just check. I got to check sexy cam. So I just had to do a little bit of sexy cam work, so you'll see what I mean, because we're now on sexy cam here. Residual heat's going through the other thing. We are doing a little bit of our nice awesome mayonnaise. Super awesome deliciousness. So this is our little spicy mix, and it's going to just give it a real, and like lemony and super delicious. And we're going to make this look pretty on camera, so I'm going to face up a bit of mayo one side, because I'm technically a food stylist as a profession, sort of, kind of. Then what we're going to do is pickles. These are awesome, these pickles. They're just so, there's like turmeric in them, and like mustard seeds, coriander seeds. I want to just do a full line on the base. So that's 5 pickles. We might get some more out and put some more on top, because I don't think you can ever have too many pickles. And then what we're going to do is get our awesome bit of chicken, and it's fucking hot. pop that on there. Nice. Look at that oozingness. Fuck me. Fuck yeah, this is going to be good. So this is what I reckon. So if you're going to have a cheat day, do it fucking properly. I mean, why the devil not? So a bit more of a, you can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm just putting, although I might cut to the other angle for this. So I'm just putting some more on top of mayonnaise, and I might just, because we can, and I've got literally a massive jar of pickles, is just go and do a bit of pickliness on top here and make them look delicious. Because I mean, pickles are good for you, so I think this is offsetting all the terrible mayonnaise and fried chicken that I'm about to eat. So yeah, I'm going to do 5 on there. So it's my 10 pickle triple breaded masterpiece. Bit more mayonnaise on that. I want to face up a good side. When I say face up, it means the side that I'm going to face to camera. Bit of mayo on top there, and delicious. Although we're too big for the camera and the bun's too small for the chicken, but that is pretty damn, let me find the focus, good. Oh, I'm all reversed because I'm trying to fucking, that is super delicious. Maybe if I just came out of it, but yeah, anyway, I've lost what I'm doing. I've fucking lost focus. There we go. Look at that. Pretty damn good, pretty damn special, even if I do say so myself. Let's add a bit of brightness to this. Yeah, so there we go. There is my awesomely delicious burger. Super tasty. Fried chicken, triple breaded, pickles, spicy mayonnaise, Chic-Fil-A and what's its face, eat your fucking heart out. Pretty damn good. It's kind of hard to know where to focus though. Maybe we'll just do a nice focus pan. Look at that. Yes. Awesome. So I'm going to eat this. So maybe we'll do a cross section, which is also a good way to check if it's actually cooked. So I'm going to completely ruin this now by cutting through it, but I'm doing it for you guys. So this is how we know if I've cooked it right as well, because if it's pink inside, then I'm fucked. I don't know what I'm going to do. So let's just try and grab the thing. Oh yes, that is about, where's the focus? Perfect. I should probably take the brightness down a bit. Super delicious. Juicy chicken. Look at the juices coming out of that chicken. Oh, that is fucking good. Right, well, I'm going to just eat a bit of this and just let you know how it is. You're going to have to excuse the eating noises. That is fucking amazing. Wow, yeah. So homemade pickles, nice spicy, zesty, lemony mayonnaise, super delicious triple breaded fried chicken with our super secret spice mix, which I told you all about, which is very loosely based off KFC. And there we go, super awesome. Cheers guys. I hope I don't waffle too much. I'm trying to cut the video length down because I'm very aware that I might be a bit boring, but we're getting there. I mean, it's early days, so I'm loosening up a bit and I'm getting a few ideas, and now we've got Sexy Cam on board. It's much nicer, so I'll be able to edit between normal top-down cam and Sexy Cam. So yeah, awesome. Cheers everybody, that was awesome. We're going to do our pizza later. I've got that sauce cooking down that you saw that I was cooking while we were doing this, so we'll get back to that a bit later on. So cheers for tuning in. Hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, share with people if you could, that'd be awesome. I'm slowly starting to figure out the structure of this channel and all this sort of stuff, so if you can give me a share, that's great, but hopefully I'll get the hang of all this sort of stuff and get things a bit slicker and a bit less waffly, which is exactly what I'm doing now. But anyway, whatever. Cheers for tuning in. Check that shit out. See you soon. Cheers guys.